I just don't feel like I want your run at the moment. Thought I liked all the characters. I do like all the characters. I just don't want to play Watcher right now. The reason I like all the characters is that I enjoy getting to play different characters. And when you just win every single Watcher run, but it takes an hour and a half, you don't get to play the other characters as much. Decent floor 1 cards. Pretty happy with the Metallicize. Wonder what happens if you just fight 5 hallway fights here. Act 1 events are just not that good. Let's try it. Presumably what happens is we die, but we got a regen pot and a Metallicize, and those are both pretty good at not dying, so, you know, let's try it. The NL7. Thunderclap helps out a bit too. Rampage is weird here. Problem is that Rampage gets worse the more cards we put in our deck, and when we take 5 hallway fights in a row, there's an expectation that we put, like, maybe 1 more mediocre card in our deck than usual. I think it's still probably pretty good. Bludgeon is my first rare. Bludgeon would be an example of a mediocre card I was putting in my deck, I guess. I'll just take a Flame Barrier. I think Regen Pot heals for less than Weak Potion does, given that we are liable to be fighting a Gremlin Knob and that we don't have Weak in our deck. Anyone else's Facebook account get deactivated today? What you been doing on Facebook, Archer? What you been doing on Facebook there? What is Facebook? So there was this great, like, sort of dystopian movie that came out called The Social Network, and it was so popular that they actually made, like, a fan site for it based on the dystopian thing that the movie was about, called Facebook. And you can get on there and sort of roleplay that you're living in a terrifying, soulless future where human interaction is being monetized, commoditized, and placed on a little, like, timeline that sort of, like, hurts you and monopolizes your attention. Anyway, it can be good, like, for a night of drinking or something. Clothesline, Thunderclap, or Headbutt? Comrade Obsy. I think I'm not taking the clothesline. Omnifluence. Thanks for the 7 months. Agbomusho to you as well. I think we just skip. I don't know. We could take Headbutt for the Rampage too. I will never know this shit. There will never be in a time in my life where I'm sure, right? Unless like 5 years down the line someone successfully hooks machine learning up to this game and buys a very large amount of processing power from Google or something. It's never gonna know. I could definitely see this being meant to be clothesline, headbutt, or skip, but I'm not sure which one. Let's try a headbutt with Rampage. And that way also if we hit battle trance all of a sudden that gets stronger. And Zeal links the 2 months. And Agbomusho to you as well. Hey Spire, hope you're doing well today. I wonder, gosh, there are so many things I would be fascinated to ask an all-knowing AI about that situation. I wonder how big a deal it is that I have a weak potion in the evaluation of how good clothesline is. I feel like it might be a really big deal. Because clothesline is going to be really good for one elite fight. And then the next time that it would be really good would be like Book of Stabbing probably, or maybe an Act 2 hallway fight. Some of them are pretty good clothesline fights. It'd be fascinating. Bite me, thanks for the 2 months. Agbomusho to you as well. Jorbs is the closest thing we have to an all-knowing AI. Oh my god, I know like nothing. It's pretty concerning for us. Clothesline's pretty good when the Ironclad needs to do laundry. Oh, well, if we just get the shockwave immediately, I feel pretty good about our decision all of a sudden. Explosive pot over like Gambler's Brew? Sort of like Gambler's Brew. Also sort of like Explosive pot. Okay, so the machine learning algorithm would probably just learn to enter the same seed over and over again. Yeah, I mean, you'd have to constrain it to not do stuff like that, obviously. One of the weirdest things about stuff like that is even though a chess engine is better than every other, like, chess engine can be better than every human player of chess, right? But it still makes mistakes constantly. So when you ask it how to play a situation, it doesn't even like tell you the right answer, it just tells you its answer, which is better than the answer a human could have come up with. It's like, there's probably some metaphor there with like Plato's cave, looking at shadows of perfect forms, but not actually being able to see the perfect form. Probably some sweet metaphor there, I don't know. I'm not gonna make it properly. He's still counting, how you doing? Hey Simo! Yeah, it changed how Go is played. Yeah, definitely. And like chess, and economics and lots of things. No hope of ever having all the answers in complex games. It's pretty sad. It's also exciting, though. It's definitely not just sad. It's exciting that the game is always going to challenge you to push yourself to the next level, and that you're never just going to reach a point where it's no one. Is that the right word? Seeing red, Exhume, and Shockwave. We could take the Exhume, we have one Shockwave that it's good with, basically. Yep, basically. Nothing else that it's good with. But Exhume is one of those cards that often ends up being the reason that you win a run. Getting to play Reaper one more time, or Disarm, or Limit Break, or Offering. And the deck is probably strong enough to cope with having a card that's mostly a curse in it for a little bit here. Meow Meow the Meowmer, thanks for the 23 months. Obamushu to you as well. Has it been shown there must be a singular optimal move in chess, or is it possible there's a class of equal moves? I think most of the time there are a bunch of equal moves in chess, probably. I mean, we don't know if chess is drawn or if white wins. We're all pretty sure that black doesn't win. But assuming chess is drawn, there are probably a huge number of equivalent moves. And assuming that white wins, there are probably... I mean, if white wins, it's plausible that there's only one sequence of moves from white that always wins, right? So it's possible that there's only one correct move for white, although all moves for black are equivalent because they all lose. But more likely, if white wins, I imagine there would be like a few different ways that white could force a win from the start. You would like it if black won? Yeah, I think it would be really cool if black won too. It would be really cool if the starting position was Zugzwang. That would just be super awesome. I'd love that. Danger Artists. You can feel free to finish your YouTube viewing before jumping into the live stream. I don't want to impose on you chilling out with YouTube, Jorbs. I've ended up locked into these potions and like just failing to use them. Sort of weird. Also, I got a Molten Egg and then never got offered an attack again for the entire rest of the run. Well, okay. This has been like 2 floors, but basically the entire rest of the run. Take a True Grit, I think, with Rampage. Why does white always win? Well, we don't know. We don't know if white always wins or not because we haven't solved chess. But the assumption that white would win if either side won would be that it would be because white got the first move and that's an advantage. So that's the point with like, it would be cool if black won and the first move was actually a disadvantage because that's not intuitive to human players of chess. Why that would be the case. How do uncommon cards odds work and do they affect other card chances? You just have a 33% chance of any card being an uncommon. It's pretty boring. But yeah, that's how it works. Every time I would take 2 rampages. I was like role-playing Die Hard, maybe. Doesn't sound incredible. I should have played Headbutt before the Flame Barrier, because I don't want to draw Flame Barrier on the turn where I'm not getting attacked, do I? Slight mistake. A little bit of a blunder. Hey, Yeti. How can luck be removed from games so people rely only on skill? What's the difference between skill and luck? I think the answer depends on your answer to that question. Let's take an Iron Wave Plus, because when do you ever get to take an Iron Wave Plus? Like, never. It's probably not even good here, but I was just excited. I was excited to get an Iron Wave Plus one time. Luck means you can lose even if you play perfectly. So if I run a race against Michael Jordan and I lose, it's because I was unlucky. Why did I say Michael Jordan for someone I ran a race against? I mean, I'm sure that he's much faster than me, but also, like, that is not who you would usually pick for an example of a runner, I don't think. Anyway, oh, that was weird. Generally, a lot of the time when games seem to be games of skill, you can have 2 people play against each other and who wins is different. Yeah, each iteration, like sometimes one player wins and sometimes the other player wins. Which sort of makes one wonder well, why that would be happening if it's meant to be a game that's determined entirely by skill and you have 2 people who are constants playing against each other. One thing is that people aren't constants. Like, one time they play against each other, one of them might have a headache or something, so they don't play as well. Another thing is, even in games of skill, like if you have 2 players playing them, one player may have a weakness that doesn't end up being tested in one iteration of the game. And the other player might have a strength that doesn't end up getting tested in one iteration of the game. And so in the iteration of the game where the player who had a weakness wasn't tested on that weakness, like maybe they win, but in the next one, maybe they are tested on that weakness. That's a common reason why someone might lose a game of chess, is that they play a like opening sequence of moves which leads them to a position that they don't understand very well. A little bit spooked that we're about to die to Guardian. Which sports do I think I beat Michael Jordan at? How old is Michael Jordan now? Michael Jordan was born 1963. His net worth is $2.1 billion. Are you shitting me? He's 57 years old. He still probably beats me at most sports, honestly. I would still be somewhat surprised if there were many sports that I could beat him at. Who is richer, me or Michael Jordan? Yeah, I'm gonna go with MJ on that one. Is poker a sport? It depends who you ask. What elo am I in chess? I don't know. Probably something like in the vicinity of like 1600 to 1800 when I'm playing a lot, which I haven't for a long time, so probably lower than that right now. I never studied the game enough to get much higher than that. I feel like if I was a person who spent their entire life studying chess, I could have done pretty well, but I picked other games, so. Chess was a game that was like immediately appealing to me, but it's also a game where you have to work really hard to get really good. What is a sport? Yeah, I don't know. Pick a corruption. This early? With terrible relics? I think we take bludgeon. A bludgeon plus. Just hit stuff really hard. See how it goes. Stone. Fuck. Sure. Moss, thanks for the 4 months. I wish to you as well. How much better than Magnus Carlsen would I be if I dedicated my life to chess? I would not be better than Magnus Carlsen. No, I was thinking I could like probably be an IM. Maybe a GM if I got really good coaching. I don't think I cannot imagine myself being in the same universe as Magnus Carlsen's ability at chess. Hey, the shyster. Is Magnus Carlsen the best player in history based on elo? Wonder why you would base that on elo. I think the answer is yes, but I'm not sure why you'd base it on elo. I am as a serious rank. Yeah, for sure. Like, and I'm not saying this lightly. Like, I grew up playing chess. I was a part of a chess club until I was like 12. From like 4 until 12 or something. I played on a school team and stuff. I feel like I was pretty good at chess as a kid, and I know that I'm good at games. So I realistically think I could have made it to like the somewhat high ranks of chess if I dedicated my life to it. Almost Strike plus, True Grip plus, Iron Wave plus. The who is best at chess conversation is really interesting because different people have had to play in different environments. Like, I might say Bobby Fischer for me, as like an avid chess fan who doesn't really understand that much about the high level of play, because I feel like the way that Bobby Fischer was good was like very pronounced for the time he was playing. Although Bobby Fischer was also sometimes I feel like he was a bit hot and cold sometimes as a player. Would it be an interesting didactic concept to teach children some form of basic game theory to get them accustomed to mathematical and logical concepts? I think that happens. When was the first time I was taught game theory? My mother was working toward a PhD in economics when I was a kid, so I know that we had conversations that, like, related to game theory. I don't remember her ever like sitting me down and being like, "This is what game theory is," but I remember at a birthday party me telling the other kids that they should eat the food that was shared in the middle of the table before eating the food that was personal to them on their own plates, because that was the optimal strategy when I was like 7, and then my mother like scolded me. I remember that. So we must have been chatting about it a little bit. How do I feel about chess making it onto the Twitch world? It's cool to see. It's cool to see. Chess is great. The wrong guy, thanks for the 3 months. Agbamusho to you as well. Ooh, can we get a Necronomicon with this bludgeon? Ooh, we can. And this is a really good floor. Okay, okay, all of a sudden we actually have a run. My potions are pretty good. I wonder if I can go this way. The thing is, the like entire act sort of dries up the second you're through that campfire. Maybe it's not even desirable. Maybe we go this way instead. Tiny chest would have blocked Necronomicon. Sort of interesting to note. Yeah, plus strength stabby book seems bad. Yeah, on the other hand, we vulnerable it and then play bludgeon twice and it dies, I think. I don't know. Obviously, I didn't go that way, so I'm not particularly confident that it would have been the right way to go, but maybe it would have been okay. You were so amazed when I had that stream with Peter Fiedler. Yeah, me too. So was I. Peter's awesome. What scenario would I pick up card remove instead of upgrading strikes and defends? I mean, it's really hard for card remove to be better than like more than 2 upgrades or something. Just quite difficult. You need a scenario where you almost never play your strikes and defends somehow. Yeah, if you have a Pandora's box, then you wouldn't have any strikes and defends. That would certainly be one example. It's a good example. So thanks for the 13 months. Bomusho to you as well. Is blue candle worth picking up right now with Feel No Pain? I mean, it gives us, what, 3 block for 1 health as many times as we want if we have Necronomicon. There are very ridiculous things that you can do with blue candle and Necronomicon. Is that what you were asking? I don't know, Fairy. Doesn't really matter from the perspective of the player. Every time you see signature move, you say it in the voice I say it in. That's awesome. Signature move. It sort of stole that from Dog Dog a little bit. I feel like it was a bit like Great Minds Think Alike, though. I feel like I already did that a little bit. And then I watched a stream where Dog Dog and Hafu were playing Spire, and Dog Dog was really getting into it. Gigabyte. Thanks very much for the sub. On promotion to you as well. Maybe I should have actually used a potion. You think Jorbs is a taco controlling a lifelike human robot? Sounds pretty, like, concerning. Self-forming clay is one relic that works very well with Necronomicon and Blue Candle. Yeah, lots of ways that you can make that strong. Alright, we don't have that though. Go this way? Go this way? Our potions should be good enough for this. Is it actually better than this? I don't know. Like it is. Hey Paranaut, how you doing? It's dead? Whoops. Warcry Plus got a little bit better with the letter opener too. Your character always stands at least 6 feet away from the enemy and slay the Spire. That's why the Act 4 Elite fight is so concerning. Because they like break that constraint of the Spire. That's why you take extra damage. They're all around you. I believe this turned into a bludgeon deck. Well, the Snecko has outthought us by making our cards cost random amounts. We can no longer guarantee the bludgeon will play twice. But I still have some faith in the process. Do I want Happy Flower on turn 1 in particular? I don't know. Wonder if I'll manage to die to Collector again. And drive safe. Not taking the Heavy Blade Plus hurts a little bit, but I think I wanted to shrug. So I got Upgrade Strikes Defense and Necronomicon already. The remaining good events for me are... Probably Bite Pluses would be pretty good, right? I don't think this deck wants Apparitions all that much, though. It wants a Reaper. That's what it wants. I think my rare chance is high. Let's go this way. Arena's another pretty good one, yeah. Going this way seems good to me. AD4. What's that? Guess maybe I should have played the Inflame first. Whatever. I could have played 2 skills. Better to have Happy Flower on 2 though anyway. Clothesline plus plays twice. I'll take that. So I was thinking I didn't necessarily even have to go to this campfire. Like I can get a Feel No Pain upgrade or a Battle Trance upgrade, but I'll also go to a question mark. We can get Arena, we can get a Hallway Fight, which gives us a rare card reward. We can get Library and get Reaper. I just don't think the Campfire does very much for our deck right now. Bazzy, thanks for the 4 months. I'm going to show to you as well. I'm not sure you should watch more of my sponsored content every game I play. You keep buying. Lately, there have been a lot of really good games. Does Bludgeon plus Necronomicon feel more like dropping an anvil on a coyote or a piano on a mime? Why not a piano on a coyote? I don't know about this. Cool. Yeah, I think I will actually take that 7 max HP. Feel a lot more comfortable with a little bit more HP here. Duplication pot on an Inflame, maybe? Does it even matter? Like, could just Duplication pot Bludgeon and deal way more damage than that. Whatever. Try it out. Bludgeon, no! Damn it, Bludgeon. I guess it did matter, is the answer. How's the card reward from library generated? Oh, no. I bet you could Google that. I looked it up at some point and then I stopped caring. It seemed like something that I would never actually care about, so I forgot what it was. Basically. Yeah. I guess the point is it seemed like I couldn't work out a great way to take advantage of however it was set up, so I stopped thinking about it. Steve Williams, thanks for the 11 months. I'm going to show to you as well. Colin Papalon, thanks very much for the 10 months. I'm going to show to you too. Just get rid of this. Duck Dynasty 11. When we shoot at you as well. Got some people coming up on a year subs right there. If I drew a Bludgeon off this, would I play it? Probably. But when I don't, I can just do that and it's fine. Necronomicon's one of those run-breaking relics that can sort of win you a run all by itself for sure. Oh, should have played this first. With maybe 1 more health going to the next act or something. Ooh, another bludgeon or an impervious. That's rough. That is a tough choice. The impervious is sort of a thing that we need. Does exploitableness affect my decision of whether to remember how things work in the Spire or log them as known and unimportant? I mean, generally if something seems important to my decision making a lot, I remember how it works. And if something doesn't seem that important to my decision making, I don't really prioritize remembering how it works, I guess is the answer to that. And generally the things that I try to remember are motivated by my desire to make good choices rather than my desire to like know things for the sake of knowing them. So if something seems really important for playing the game, I am way more likely to remember it than if something doesn't seem like it would matter that much that often. These are not the ones I wanted, but I guess we take Sacred Bark? I don't know. Jorbs not interested in trivia. I'm terrible at trivia, I just like don't care. I hate like having to know the names of the people who invented something or like the year they did it in. Like if you are a person who gains satisfaction and enjoyment from doing that, I think that is awesome. And I'm really happy for you, and I am not like you in that way at all. Just can't do it. This Whirlwind excites me. The wiki says the cards in the library are unupgraded and randomly generated, not much more info than that. Okay, I remember now. I asked Forgotten Arbiter this question, and it was just I'm pretty sure it was just like rolling with some rare chance percentage. I don't remember what the rare chance percentage was. See if I can scroll up to this. Don't think it was in Discord DMs. Anybody else noticed that it becomes a problem that you like just assume that you'll have a record of conversations that you have with people when they happen online, but then you like forget which platform you had that conversation on, so Magic Flower is so good, but Magic Flower is so good. The Magic Flower might be better. All I have is a Feel No Pain. And a self-forming clay. And a self-forming clay. Tremendously average thanks for the 2 months. Promotion to you as well. I am very sorry that you have installed XCOM 2 again. I'm gonna remove Rampage. This card seems like shit at this point in the run. Take Rupture. And all of a sudden our Necronomicon could make us as much strength as we wanted. Just have to draw it. The thing is, we don't necessarily want that much strength. I'm gonna take the plus 10 max HP instead. See seems better. If we're killing stuff with bludgeon, like, how much strength do we need? It's time to spin the wheel. Hey, Terrence. Present library, you're based off of your current chance to get a rare card. It meant to be. Alright, cool. Well, I believe Terrence on that 100%. It's possible that I forgot that because I thought it was so dumb that it upset me, rather than because I didn't think it was exploitable. Do I get rid of this curse or keep it? I think it's currently the worst card in the deck. Pretty sure. I've played this game for a couple of hours, picked it up over last weekend. Been enjoying exploring it. Looks like since then I have logged 4,954. It's been a long week. Can I take Barricade with this deck? Yeah, of course. Like, we can make like 999 block with Blue Candle all of a sudden. For sure, Barricade would be super good here. The whole dying thing, though, I'm less sure about. The dying seems like a problem. Did I actually have to play Battle Trance this turn? I sort of assumed I could just play these cards, but they seem shitty. Like, not very good. Gosh. I need Tungsten block, Tungsten Rod, should have played this first, for infinite block with Necronomicon. If I want to make more than 300 block with Necronomicon or so, I need Tungsten Rod here, but probably we don't need more than 300. Would be my hunch. Card seems good. Offering Plus. It seems pretty sweet. How long do I think I will have played more hours of Slay the Spire than I have spent doing anything else in my life combined? How long do I think? Did I say thanks for the 2 months to Shyster, by the way? Musho to YouTube. I feel like there was a word missing in your question, or maybe when I tried to read it, I missed one of the words, Draysign. RJSIII 08. Thanks for the Twitch Prime. Musho to you as well. This is the way I have chosen to play the turn. Behold the turn's glory. Just want to get a bite off here. Maybe I could have gotten more than one, I don't know. Maybe. Tyler, thanks for the 3 months on Show to you too. I've played a lot of poker in my life. I think I've still played significantly more XCOM than I have Slay the Spire. What else have I done more than Slay the Spire? Probably not that many other things. In terms of like activities. Certainly like slept more over the course of my life, but that seems like cheating. Hey, Ice Fury. Gotten fucking laid. Well... Probably not more than Slay the Spire. I mean, there was that one summer. Havoc? Gosh, they have a lot of... They have a lot of health. I guess the plan is to draw Whirlwind next turn, so that we don't just die next turn. And sometimes we do just die next turn. Yeah, that's not Whirlwind. I wonder if I play Necronomicon a couple of times here. Why did he do that? I'll play Necronomicon? Yeah, because it blocks for me. Sort of sad. Do I have Shockwave, Clothesline killing one, Elixir? I don't think I do. Does it let me discard all of my cards twice? Nope. Rough fight. It's too bad. But at 21, and then we're 5 short. This is the best I can do. It's not good enough. GG.